Good afternoon. I want details. I want, when somebody takes my money, I want to know how it's going to be invested. And so far, we've had no details. We've had scenarios, no assumptions given based on how those scenarios are going to be done. We've had a letter saying 3 things about the change. One, he could get more than 5% or 6%, depending on the situation. Another one, base benefits, what I get every month will stay the same. And maybe, depending on conditions, there might be not full amount of Canada pension, CPI. However, today, there's more, but there's still no specifics, in my opinion. And if I go downtown and I'm putting my money in an investment firm, I want to know. And that is everybody in here's money. And we earned it. And then we get a letter saying, don't worry, you will not change going forward. You send us a letter at the end of January. You say, here's your annual increase. 3 days later, you send another one saying the plan is going to change, not to worry. And then the question was asked today about the, excuse me, I'm having a senior's moment, about the New Brunswick investment management. And it's my opinion that they have done a good job. And they have met all goals. And in the telephone town hall meeting, I don't know how you can have a meeting on the telephone, but maybe your spin doctors can come up with a better word. Maybe we can get some specifics rather than sound bites. Maybe we can be open and honest with retirees that gave their life and gave thousands of free hours to make this a better province. And maybe when they retire, we don't have spin doctors working on how to make them feel guilty that they don't care about the workers. They don't care about the future generations. That's thank you. That's a lot of thank you. However, my question is, you said that the New Brunswick investment management would not change. Well, I have downloaded from a site, a government site, a PowerPoint presentation. And PowerPoint presentations we got today, by the way, don't give details. And that's what, when you take my money, I want somebody to know that's fighting for me, not one-sided. And it says a timeline that the next steps, April to September 2013, amend New Brunswick Management Investment Corporation Act. It says repeal of the Public Service Superannuation Act. This was given Monday, April 8th. But people can change their mind. Right. Right. And you probably changed it now. Thank you.
In the spirit of cooperation and good humor, I think you've helped us get there. The timeline, in this year in the budget, we have booked as part of our deficit $110 million liability that's related to this proposal. So we were booking it and planning that if it goes forward, we have to have it in, if we want it to be hit as a surprise. The same with the timeline. Yes, we were hoping that we'd be able to work through this and have a plan in place that would see The same legislation that came forward when the other unions signed on. And that's what that proposes. But obviously, that timeline is going to have to extend a bit.
Wilfred Savoy, retired public servant and teacher. I think we've all heard from people not only at Tim Hortons but almost everywhere that retired public servants have a gold-plated retirement pension. And I just want to comment that this sometimes comes from people who have very little pensions. And I think that it's obvious that some of these people are going to cost the government a lot more because they're working poor now, and they're going to be poorer by the time they retire. And my comment is this, and maybe I'd like you to respond. It is easy for governments, I think, to be cozying up to big business. And I think it's obvious that in a lot of cases, big business feels that if they feel that the government has these so-called gold-plated pension plans, that there is support from the public for them to increase their pensions. And I wonder, sir, if this is a step in the direction that everybody is going to be brought down to the lowest common denominator.
Well, actually, that's certainly not the goal. The goal is to put us in perspective with what not only the province can afford, but what is the approach that we're seeing happening across Canada and across many countries. And part of the renewal efforts inside of government is based on understanding the job functionality that we have. When we talked earlier about the size, getting the right size in terms of government, it's about understanding the jobs, understanding the level of these jobs, and not only in comparison to the public sector, but in comparison to the private sector, the pay scales, the compensation, the benefits, everything that goes with that, and putting a plan forward that not only can you understand, but that we can communicate to taxpayers. Because one of the things that I do see as a difference, as another difference within the government situation, is that it's very difficult to negotiate and work through a meaningful process of what should be the right outcome or what the comparator should be. Because usually in some part of the discussion, it always comes up, well, you just wait till the next election, we'll fix you. And for some of us that may be a blessing. So that's just what it is. But I guess we are trying to make it a reliable, meaningful exercise that is necessary for the future generations. That's our goal. It would be so much easier just to avoid this. And trust me, after the last couple of days, it would be so much easier.